Inspector, may I speak to you privately, sir?
I'm very busy at present. Sergeant Gully here would be happy to assist you.
Not interested in solving these murders, then?
This way. First, let me take some details. Full name.
Emma Smith.
Place of residence.
Miller's Court.
Number.
2.
Occupation.
This. And that.
You said you had some information for me.
There was something awfully sad about Annie. If the stories about her were even half true, I don't know how she kept going.
By Christ! Please, stay here. I shan't be long.
Rubbish. Everyone knows Hanbury Street's where you go to bed down when you ain't got rent. So that's the bastard's name. What in the devil's name's this? Sounds like they're as much in the dark as you, Inspector. What sort of monster does that to someone?
Apologies for keeping you waiting.
Sorry, Inspector. I must go.
Miss, if you have knowledge pertaining to last night's crime, you must tell me.
I was mistaken. I'm sorry to have wasted your time. Please, Inspector, let me go.
wait for you. Can't stop. Need to keep on the move. I'm a wanted man.
I lived here when I was young, you know.
Don't get your hopes up that you'll get familiar with the lads down here. I've enough trouble keeping them occupied as is.
Christ, Sid, what's crawled up your arse and died?
Same thing was crawled out between your legs. It's Mr. Young to you. Now clear off. I don't want to be seen in such bad company.
You didn't mind my company before.
You better watch your tongue, Kelly. You hear me?
You used to have such a gentle way with you, Sid. What happened?
You know what happened.
How is she?
Not good. And I won't eat. Can't remember nothing. Freddie, he cries and cries. She just looks at him like he ain't even there.
Oh, Sid. I'm sorry.
There is a young girl down the way. She sells such sweet oranges.
I take it Aberline did not think you complicit in the ruse?
I'm here, aren't I?
I'm sorry, Mary. The inspector's presence was unforeseen.
Taken a right dislike to you, he has.
I speak directly to the ordinary hard-working person. That is what the inspector dislikes. So, tell me what you found.
Ugh, not much.
The distraction did not work?
Oh, it worked. I just didn't find no subterfuges you spoke of. Their money's on Leather Apron. John Pies is his name. Don't know about you, but slipper makers don't strike me as the important type.
You fall for their lies, Mary.
The inspector don't strike me as a crooked sort is all.
Apply pressure to any man and they will bend. Fred Eberline is no exception.
I just can't imagine him keeping such a dreadful secret.
Speaking of secrets, there's a man rife with them.
Fits right in round here.
Word has it he's been asking after work.
He seemed pretty flush that night I saw him in here.
Then that is surely a mystery. And one I must leave you to solve alone.
Oh, you're still in Whitechapel, Mr. Jenkins. Looking for work, I hear.
We all must earn our keep.
See, now either you got holes in them pockets or someone's had their hands in them.
Wakeful, aren't we?
Have to be round here.
So I am learning.
Saw your dog earlier, walking alone.
Yes, we have lost one another. Given to chasing rats, she is. Once bolted, I cannot call her back. She will return here soon, no doubt.
You want to be careful she don't end up coming to harm.
Faye is more than capable.
So, besides looking for work and having your skin lifted, what are you really doing here?
Must there be something else?
Always is in my book.
It seems Whitechapel does little to inspire faith between its citizens.
Hardly surprising when another turns up with her throat slit.
Do not lose faith. The killer will be found. I am sure of it.
Couple hundred coppers walk these streets and blood is still spilt. I'm beginning to think I'd have better luck.
That would not be wise.
Well, waiting for others ain't helped so far.
To catch a beast, one must know why it kills.
Or just his name. John Pizer. He's the one they're calling Leather Apron.
You know him?
I know his type. Had dealings with him enough times. As far as they're concerned, women ain't no better than dogs. If you're looking for a why, Mr. Jenkins, you won't find better than that. You think different?
Mrs. Millwood, assailed on the 25th day of February, restored to health and died 6 days later from natural causes. Mrs. Wilson, slain on the 28th day of March, twice stabbed in the throat. The assailant was heard demanding coin. Mrs. Smith, again assailed for coin, this time by several men. She died 2 days later. And lastly, Mrs. Tabram found dead on the 7th day of August, 39 stab wounds to her body. These are savage acts, but wholly separate.
You're forgetting Polly.
With purpose. Whosoever slew Mrs. Nichols had no hand in these earlier crimes. Her wounds stand apart from the others, and it were not for coin.
How did you come by all this?
The newspapers hold much besides gossip and slander. One must take the time to look.
The latest. Annie, Mrs. Chapman. The police say her cuts and the like are the same as Mrs. Nichols. They say something were taken from her.
Taken? What?
It were one of her woman parts.
I must go.
Where to?
I worry Faye has not returned. I shall find her.
I could help.
Good day.
Get you a drink, Mary? What's this? Madam Eves?
Mr. Jenkins was eyeing it. I saw this earlier at the police station.
Doesn't surprise me. Always crackpots offering their services when there's a big mystery to be solved. Load of old rubbish, if you ask me.
Miss Kelly to see you.
My time has a price. One I doubt you can afford.
Old Bill more to your liking, eh? Found one of your calling cards at the station. Thrown in the bin it was.
Some minds are closed, as our purse is empty. Neither are of interest.
Please, I've come for help. Mr. Jenkins recommended you.
I do not know any Jenkins.
Tall, fair hair, up himself. He's got a dog and all. I think he talks to her.
Sit. Tell me what you seek.
Thought that was your job.
You require evidence?
You do know I'm broke?
You have cause to be skeptical. The others were false.
Others?
The others who told you, they spoke to your husband.
Joe didn't like me doing it. Said I should let go.
Would you not feel jealous living with a man who yearned for a wife long past? I could make contact with him if you want. But that isn't why you've come here, is it, Mary?
No, it ain't.
You do seek a man, yes?
Pizer. John Pizer.
Hold that name in your mind. The tarots show us where we have been and where the path ahead may lead. Select one. The Hermit, reversed. It tells me you do not trust. You often lie.
Maybe I got a good reason.
Pick another. The Devil. This is the one you seek.
Yes, that's him.
This person is calculated, selfish, and cruel.
Is this working?
Concentrate. Pick again. Justice reversed. You are no stranger to the police.
Occupational hazard.
The High Priestess. There is a woman in your past. Someone you respected.
It can't be my mother. Oh, Madeline?
The Abbess.
Oh, I worked there years ago. How did you know?
Pick another. Oh, the star. This is a good sign. Go to the brothel. You will find what you seek.
I will?
Pick again. Ooh, the moon. Bad things will happen at night.
You mean he'll kill again?
You must be careful. Another card. The Hierophant. It represents the link between the human and divine. Do you go to church?
I try.
Try harder. Pick again. Another good sign. The world reversed. You have opportunity on your side.
Doesn't feel like it.
Embrace your destiny, Mary. Again. The Emperor. This tells me there is a man of power in your life. You are wary of him.
Inspector Aberline.
He means well and wants to help you. Pick the final card.
Death.
It means finality. Your journey will come to an end.
Then I'll find him.
It is within your power. The reading is finished.
What do I do now then?
You have been told where you must go. The rest is up to you.
Time to pay an old friend a visit then. Good night, Miss Eve. And thank you.
Un fantôme.
Hello, Madeline.
Marie, ma belle, you look like shit.
And whose fault's that?
You have not forgiven me?
You were only doing your job. I would have thrown me out too.
I did not do it lightly.
Does the cunt still work here? I don't see her.
Well, she left not long after you, with the contents of my safe and my most profitable customer.
Ha! So I was right.
You expect me to act on a dream? Huh. You have not come back just to reminisce, no?
I'm looking for someone. Been told I'll find some answers here.
Be my guest. It will be good for my girls to see just how green that grass is on the other field.
I heard you and Madame talking. You used to work here, didn't you?
Until I was thrown out, yeah.
What's it like working the streets?
Same as in you, but less scent.
I meant no offense. I'm worried about my friend is all.
Who's that then?
Abigail.
Name doesn't ring any bells.
She got sent away a few weeks ago. Madame dismissed her and I haven't heard from her since. I haven't seen her at all. And with what's going on out there.
Oh, I'm sure she's fine. If anything had happened to her, it'd have been in the papers.
But why hasn't she been back then? We told each other everything. We cared for each other.
Oh, I'm sure she hasn't forgotten about you. Give her time.
I need to button it. Madame will have my head if I'm not ready for the next customer. Thank you for talking to me, I mean. I'll see you around, maybe.
I've been washing every day, like you said.
Make sure the water's good and hot.
Fresh off the stove it is.
Keep it up now. I don't want the blame should them sores return. Looks like someone wants a word.
Oh, good God. Mary!
Charlotte!
Christ, it must be 4 years at least.
Oh, this place has had a spring clean.
Appealing to a better class of gentlemen now, ain't we?
Madeline always did have high hopes.
She ain't the only one, Red.
Oh, when did that start?
A while back. Madeline brings her in once a week. Punters always pay more for a healthy queen.
I imagine she ain't short of work. I hear there's another house just opened in Knightsbridge.
She's half dozen lodging houses too.
Built herself quite the little empire as Madeline.
Come on then. What you been up to?
I could tell you, but I'd bore you to tears.
Can't be worse than here.
Yes, it fucking can. Trust me. Ain't no old duck powdering my quim every week, that's for sure.
Come back then.
Madeline would see this place burn to the ground before she had me back. She's a stubborn old A-bag.
Like someone else I know.
Well, this stubborn cunt ain't come back for a job, but she needs some help.
Anything.
I'm looking for someone. Man named John Pizer. Been told here's where I might find answers.
What do you want him for?
Think you know why?
He came in here once or twice. Some of the girls didn't like him, said he scared them. I didn't want to be like that. I wanted Madeline to see I was strong.
And?
When we did it, he liked to pretend. You know, like he was someone else.
Who?
He was just pretending, Mary. Me too.
Charlotte who?
A killer.
What the fuck were you thinking?
It was just an act, a story. He didn't mean no harm.
Did he ever mention where he lived? Charlotte!
This ain't none of my business, Red. Ain't yours neither.
Shame they couldn't say that, eh? They were too old, too poor, too fucking tired. If you're happy to carry on pretending it ain't happening, then be my guest. But I can't. Not anymore.
He spoke of his mother's house. Said he liked to get away there sometimes. Mulberry Street. And number 22, I think. You're not going there, are you?
Oh, too fucking right I am.
It's not him, Mary. It can't be.
We'll soon find out. Pardon me. My friend tells me you treat the girls in here.
Forgive me. You don't seem like one of Madeline's.
Oh, I'm not. Not no more. I've got a terrible itch, see? Been like pissing pins and needles lately.
I make home calls. Where do you live?
Miller's Court, number 13.
I'll drop by and see what I can do.
Oh, many thanks. Good evening.
What are the men of the street like? A few thrusts and it's over, I expect.
Let us return.
De Lac, it will be as it was an hour ago, and the hour before that, and all the other hours stretching back to yesterday.
Damn crowds! Have they no respect? A woman has died.
To hell with the crowds. Our concern should be Mary. Are you absolutely sure you haven't seen her?
Of course I'm sure. I would remember, would I not?
I suppose. It is a shame. If only there was some way you could remonstrate with this curious mob. Some special words that would convince them to leave.
Out of the question. I will not resort to sorcery. If I did, would it work?
Aye, you are desperate. You could enchant 1, 2 at a push, certainly not dozens.
But you have the right of it. There must be something we can do to disband them.
What you need, Lac, is a diversion.
A diversion? Faye, that is masterful.
No! We are not going to repeat the rabid dog charade. I could taste soap for an entire week the last time.
On our arrival, when Charlie spoke of the recent murder, did he not promise us a spot should we have need of it?
Lac, that was a ruse. The boy would say anything to entice you to favor him.
It is not us he need entice. Come, let us go and find him.